Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolina, and as always, please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And let's get right to it. Today I'm going to be talking about why it matters the way he talks about his ex. Okay, so let's get right to it. If you go on a date with a guy, and if you've been dating, I think anything less than 3 months, and he's already bringing up his sex, I think that's a little bit of a red flag. If you personally ask yourself about it, then that's a different thing, obviously, because you've asked. But if you did ask, I want you to notice the way that he expresses his past relationship. Like, how is it? If he talks about it in an angry way, that's a red flag, because I think he might still have feelings. Because think about yourself now. When you're over somebody, you don't care anymore. You're just like, hopefully they're happy, whatever. I don't care. I literally just don't care. But if you are still angry or bitter about the breakup, to me it signifies that you're not over the breakup. So if a person that you've been dating or hanging out with still talks about their ex in an angry way, I would say take note of that and make sure that, like, he is over his ex, because being angry it's a sign that he is not over it yet. Also, if he sounds sad about it, that's another thing. If he sounds like he's not over it, then obviously you get the hint. But a lot of the time we think, oh, he's angry, or because he's like, oh, well, I'm over her, like she was just whatever, I don't know, whatever his excuse decides to be. Like, she was just well, the biggest one is what? She was crazy. That's like the biggest one guys will use. I broke up with her because she was crazy. I would say watch out for that one even more, because I wholeheartedly believe that women are not crazy. The guy had to do something in order for us to act a certain way. I I I always tell every guy I've ever dated, or every friend that I've had, if a guy says to me she was crazy, I never believe it, because I think he had to have done something in order for this woman to either look crazy or feel crazy or whatever. And what a lot of guys tend to do is keep things so vague that the woman seems crazy, because she's second guessing herself and everything. She doesn't know if she's in a relationship, or if she's on the booty call, or just where she's at in this relationship with this guy. And I think that's what makes women feel like they're crazy, because a lot of us are scared to ask, especially if we're really into the guy. We kind of like sit there and take it, and we don't ask these questions that we should, because we're scared that the answer isn't going to be what we wanted to hear. But I think it's way better to hear that rough answer than like to stick around and waste your time for so long. I highly encourage, I think for a lot of guys, not, I wouldn't want to say a lot of guys, but some guys do have the one that got away type of feeling. I feel like most of us women, we kind of get over breakups. Yeah, we go through like the grieving process, and we glow up and we move on. Like, we're fine. But a lot of guys I have noticed that have the one that got away. And you never want to be the one competing against an ex, and like an ex that you don't know. You just like imagine in your head like what they were like. And you kind of, I think as women, we're intuitive, and we have that like feeling of if a guy isn't over their ex. And it's something that makes us, I guess, crazy in a way, because we start second guessing ourselves, and we start thinking, if we're not good enough or if there's something missing in our relationship. And I think it's very important for women to always try to figure out if their current, like I said, guy you've been hanging out with or you're dating, or any guy that you're just hanging out with, is if they're really over their ex. Like, that's why I really emphasize the tone that they say things in. Again, if he says that if she was crazy, note that too, because women are not just crazy for nothing. And also, like, if there's sadness, if they bring her up too soon, you know, if it's been a couple dates and they're already bringing up their ex, that's something to note for, because if you didn't ask, they shouldn't bring them up. It's just, it would be really weird. And just when you are looking for, when you do ask this question, if you decide that that's something that you want to ask, make sure that the response you get from this guy is a mature response. Just something like, we grew apart and that was it. We just, or we moved away and she had different goals and I had different goals, or at that time I wasn't ready for a serious relationship. Anything that you know that sounds mature and honest, then that would be a good answer. But like I said, if he says something else with some form of like attached feeling to it, be careful. Be careful about that. I would tread with caution if you encounter a guy who still has some sort of like tone when he talks about his sex, or any type of, I don't know, sadness attached to it. So watch out of any of those things. And like I always say at the end of like most of my videos, if you can take away anything from this video, make sure that you find a good and responsible answer with no feelings attached when you ask about the ex. And that's all for this video. As always, please share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see everybody on the next one.